Today's Monday, June 6, 2022. Just a review of what occurred this weekend with some shootings. I don't call it gun violence because that's a false phrase that the media has orchestrated. We'll call it human violence. In the case of this review, it's a large percentage of black-on-black violence, but you absolutely will not hear the mainstream media calling it what it is. They'll call it a mass shooting or active shooter event. By FBI definitions, those terms are incorrect to use in these particular attacks. Let's talk about what occurred this past weekend. El Paso, Texas, a shooting at a graduation party, primarily black participants. Summerton, South Carolina, drive-by shooting, black teen gang related. 8 shot, 1 dead. The ages were 12, 13, 14, 2 15-year-olds, and a 17-year-old. Chattanooga, Tennessee, 14 people shot, 3 dead. 1 was run over by a car, gang related. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 11 hit at a large street party, 3 dead. Fight broke out with several black individuals, gang-related, shots were fired. Phoenix, Arizona, strip mall party, altercation between 2 black men, 14-year-old girl killed, 2 in critical condition. Macon, Georgia, 3 shot, 1 dead at an abandoned house party with black teens. Mesa, Arizona, 2 shot, 2 dead at a black club, drive-by gang shooting. The media is reporting a total of 18 dead and 17 injured in weekend attacks, shooting attacks. Now, I'm in the business of keeping people safe. I don't care about hurting feelings or being politically correct. I've got an extensive background on this topic, and I call it as I see it from my experience. So stay with me here and don't pull out "you're a racist" card. Not that I would care anyway. But let's talk about this and how we're going to fix it. The Buffalo, New York grocery store white active shooter shot 13 and killed 10. He did have a racist agenda. He was white and he attacked blacks. That's a fact. However, he did kill 2 white people in that attack. The first person he actually shot was white in the parking lot. The media is not mentioning these facts. But let's look at the headlines of what the media is mentioning about that particular attack. They focus on race only when it's white on black or a white cop against a black suspect. They lose focus of the actual event. The actual event is what's critical to understand so we can stop future attacks. I don't see media outlets focusing on just this past weekend alone. 18 blacks were killed and 17 were shot by blacks. Look deeper into these events that occurred this weekend. Do your due diligence and research. Don't just read the headlines or watch the video or read the article. It's biased and it has an agenda. Look into these attacks deeper and you'll clearly see what occurred and what I'm talking about. The media is shortchanging the black community in these reports. We have to be made aware of the truth of these attacks in order to understand how to stop them. Blacks shot each other this weekend and blacks died. That's a fact. And that's not acceptable. These are human lives. Many shot and killed this weekend were just out trying to have a peaceful, uneventful evening, celebrating accomplishments with friends and family, or just out enjoying themselves. But some bad guys with guns, more than likely stolen or not acquired legally, had a problem with someone in the crowd. Some were shot on purpose and some were caught in the crossfire in ricochet. Last month, I had the opportunity to interview a young black boy, and I say boy because he had just turned 17, and he shot several people in the course of his teen years. He's in a gang. I was interviewing him about gang violence in Baltimore, Maryland. During the conversation, he stated, and I quote, "So Marco, I'm at a party and someone bumps me on purpose. I have to shoot him. If I don't, I get shot. They disrespected me, and we just can't let that go. Me and my boys will fix their disrespect." End quote. That is his mentality, and that is how he's been programmed. That's sad. That's pathetic, my friends, and it's got to be fixed. He doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. We don't need tighter gun laws. We need more punishment for violent offenders. Aggressive laws that target these bad apples in the black community. Not target the blacks, but target the problem. We need police to stop having cookouts and parades in black communities and start to develop avenues to get these illegal guns off the streets and out of the bad guys' hands. A tougher approach. And I don't want to hear that we don't have the funding. $1.9 billion to fortify the Capitol and $40 billion to Ukraine. We have the funds to save American lives right here on American soil. I worked for government for too long to know that funds can't be acquired. We need mentor programs that are not sugar-coated. Look into modified aggressive stop and frisk laws, Terry stops, and so forth. We're not going to focus on a search or a pat down for weed or drugs. We're not interested in targeting the black community for tickets or random arrests. Just illegal firearms in the hands of those that are not allowed by law to possess such firearms. Even teaching responsible gun ownership, teaching legal gun owners to secure the firearms from unauthorized hands or theft. The Democrats are using black votes and black manipulation over the actual safety of those very communities. The media is backing up their mindset. To my black followers, friends, and students, when you're out, watch for pre-attack indicators. All humans have the ability to pick up on it. When you're in a large gathering, such as what happened this past weekend, when the mood of the crowd changes, and I'm sure it did this past weekend, leave. Simply leave. Gather your friends and remove yourself from the bad situation. Don't stick around when the indicators start to pop up or you see the wrong people starting to show up. You know from your neighborhoods who's good and who's bad. We've got to reduce and possibly eliminate these attacks. Our area has seen a massive increase of shootings in just the past few months. If any black community leaders, law enforcement, political leaders would like to create a workshop at my office, I'm all in. A productive roundtable with speaking the facts, no sugarcoating, not having to worry about offending people is what we have to do. We have to face the elephant in the room. Get the ball rolling. Be safe, everyone. As a team, let's develop a plan to reduce injuries and save lives.